I've already reviewed the top-of-the-line XLE version of the Camry Hybrid. Behind me is the SE Sport version. Is it an oxymoron to have a sport version of the Camry Hybrid? Let's find out. Well, it might sound a bit strange to have a sport version of the Camry Hybrid, but Toyota's not playing around with it. You get a unique grille, which is a black mesh version of their bow tie shaped design language, which has a family resemblance to Lexus cars as well. You get larger alloy wheels, in this case with a custom smoky look. You even get a subtle spoiler out back. It definitely stands out a bit with the extra styling touches. And it has a slightly aggressive sporty shape, but it's in good taste. It's subtle, sporty, but not over the top and offensive. Not so subtle is the interior upgrade with much nicer materials and buttons and knobs too. The power seats with lumbar support offer this sporty material which sets it apart from the other Camry Hybrid models. The armrest is large and features deep storage inside, plus a charger as well. You get a little tray here, two driving modes, EV, which I'll go into later, and Eco, which basically sets up the car to get better gas mileage and have a little less aggressive acceleration on tap. You get two cup holders and an auto transmission that you actually can't shift for yourself, even though this is the sport version. This storage compartment here hides, of course, a bit of storage and also your USB and smartphone input, plus this wireless charging capability, which I'll go into more in a bit, and another charger here. You get dual zone climate control right here, which is very straightforward, easy to set up. Here you have the infotainment screen flanked by some very easy to read and touch buttons. You can scroll through the different pages, choose from the options, like Eco here, which gives you useful information about your fuel economy. And of course, you can go in and check out your audio screen here. It's also doubles as your backup camera, which is very nice, but it's really very straightforward and easy to use and control, and that's what you want from your infotainment screen. When it comes to the look, it's very nice. They've got a good combination of materials and colors, soft touch on the dash here, and overall it's really nice looking and very well laid out too. The leather-wrapped steering wheel has controls for your infotainment screen, of course radio volume as well. On this side you have controls for the monitor up front here. Gives you more useful information. This of course tells you how you're doing with your accelerator, more on that later. And of course over here, normal speedometer and fuel gauge. And here you have the normal Scion Toyota Lexus cruise control, plus a push button start. To the left of the steering wheel you can cancel the traction control, which I don't recommend. Power windows and door lock controls here, plus more storage down there and a cup holder, and a place to put your phone right here too if you like. It's a nice looking and very, very well laid out and easy to use interior. Just what you want. Out back you have some storage and cup holders in the door, seating for 3 across, and a bit of storage right here. The trunk has plenty of storage and goes back pretty far considering the hybrid batteries there. Powering the Camry is a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine which makes 200 horsepower when combined with the electric engine. On its own it makes 156 horsepower, which is good for a 0 to 60 time of 7.6 seconds. Fuel economy is rated at 40 miles per gallon in the city and 38 miles per gallon on the highway. You can expect 40 miles per gallon overall. Pricing for the 2015 Toyota Camry Hybrid starts out at $26,780 and goes up all the way to $29,980. Now that's for the top-of-the-line XLE. The LE is the starting model, and my SE here starts out at $27,795. Now the SE, of course, is the sport model, so you do get a special grille. You also get the sport seats, And of course you get options too, starting with a $1,300 Entune premium audio system with navigation. You also have the $915 power moonroof, $499 remote start, the $395 clear protective film, $359 VIP security system, the $325 four-season floor mats, the $299 illuminated door sill enhancements, and the $75 wireless charging system. With all that, you're out the dealer door at $32,987. Now that's well over $1,000 more than last year, but you do get what you pay for with the Camry Hybrid. And what you're really paying for is an excellent four-door sedan with incredible fuel economy too. One of the really interesting characteristics of driving this Camry Hybrid sedan is that you really just forget about the 40 miles per gallon. It feels like a normal car, a normal sedan. With hybrids, there's a bit of a stigma attached to them, and that stigma is not great. Basically, people think they're very bland and kind of maybe even space age, and they just don't feel like your everyday normal car. But the Camry Hybrid here, especially the SE version, it's got that extra quickness that kind of surprises you. It will get up and go when you need it to, and it's effortless. Sure, it's a lot more quiet than other cars, but other than that, you don't notice anything. It's got some nice technology in it. You can hook up your smarter iPhone. It's got that incredible charging system, even remote start, which is excellent. But really, it just feels like a very solid, reliable sedan. And that's what you want from your Camry, or in this case, your Camry Hybrid. It doesn't feel all that much different, and therefore it's less intimidating. And really, everyone should experience driving a hybrid automobile. If everyone did, there would be much less problem attaining oil in other countries, and therefore less conflict in the world, and that to me is a good thing. So if everybody was getting 40 miles per gallon in a great car like this Camry Hybrid, well, it's win-win. There's no suffering, and you really don't give up anything driving a car like the Camry Hybrid here. It's a very solid car, and with the upgrades that they've recently done, well, the materials feel better. It's a very comfortable cabin, and like I said, there is a bit of luxury and definitely some tech thrown in to round out the package. Remote start is definitely a great feature which will keep you comfortable no matter what the season. If it's too hot out, too cold out, go ahead and start it up and it will be ready for you, either cooled down or heated up depending on the season, and that's really very luxurious. Well, let's see if the SE is worthy of its sporting prowess.
Just beautiful, oh my God.
Hangs on pretty well. Understeer all the way. Good, safe understeer. That's what you want from a sedan that happens to be a bit sporting in nature. Engineered for safety. Good job, Toyota. Still pretty quick, too. Maybe not very useful, but certainly very cool. Checking out the night look on the Camry Hybrid here. And I like what I see. The blue and the white show up very, very well. And it's just really a nice job. Now you can see in the eco screen here that the best MPGs recorded ever was 41.2 miles per gallon, and we're averaging 39.3 right now, so that's pretty darn close to 40, which is of course the advertised EPA figure, and that's great. Now, how do you drive a hybrid car? Well, you want the needle down there in the charge zone as much as possible. I'm coasting right now. When you press it, then you get out of that zone, and if you really mash the throttle and you hear the engine, well, you're up into the power range. So you want to keep it in charge or the eco area right here for the best MPGs, and if you do that overall, you'll definitely get 40 miles per gallon. Coasting downhill right now, that's the best for the hybrids, and you can just coast and it charges the battery, especially if you keep your foot lightly on the brake. That basically helps to charge the battery even more. And then when you're under 25 miles an hour, you can go on pure EV mode by pressing the EV button. But if you're over that speed, it won't work. But as long as the battery's charged, you can actually run this like a total electric vehicle. Very nice. Now to use the wireless charger, you just turn it on, and then you put your phone very close next to it, and as you can see, there's a amber and a green light. Now that means it's fully charged. Some smartphones will give you a false reading that they're fully charged. Actually, mine is not fully charged at this time, so it should be charging actually, but it's saying it's fully charged. But you want to make sure that the cover is off of your phone, because it might not work if the cover's on. And of course you don't want any objects underneath it. But it's very convenient to just be able to throw your phone down there and charge it up. So what exactly is new for the 2015 Toyota Camry Hybrid? Well, a lot, considering they just did a total refresh a few years back. And really, you can tell right away on the outside, the shape is a bit more aggressive, and they use their bow tie grille up front. In this case, in the SE, they black it out a bit, and they do make it a little bit more sporty. But overall, outside it's refreshed, and inside, much nicer materials. Everything's been taken care of there. It feels much more high quality, and that's a great thing. And also this SE version, they've even tuned up the suspension to make it handle better. So a lot's new actually. So I recently tested the XLE version, and that version is really the high-end version. If you want your Camry Hybrid to err towards luxury, that's the one you want. Of course, if you want the entry level, you go for the LE. This one, the SE, is for those that really enjoy a more sporting drive. And the SE version here does not let you down. So in the end, the Camry Hybrid is really the hybrid that beckons you to come and try out what driving a hybrid is all about. I think if you do, you'll definitely buy one. If you want the entry level, go for the LE. The high-end version, which has an air of luxury, the XLE I've reviewed before, so check out my review of that one. But this SE here is the sporting version, and it will surprise you. It's very peppy and has the pickup available when you need it. It definitely is a kick to drive in the turns, also surprising from a hybrid, and it really doesn't let you suffer for anything. It's got everything you need for comfort, it's got everything you need for tech. It's really a very well-rounded hybrid, and I think you should definitely try it out. You'll be surprised. Don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I'm Drivin' Ivan.